want to know the story about this place? Essex House. Bob Marley would stay here every time he was in New York. His last gig was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, before he seriously got ill. We found out that he had cancer on one of the top floors of that building right there, the Essex House.
Welcome to the Carnegie, guys. The world's most famous deli. And I don't know how you got here, but if we give you a sandwich and you finish it, we made a mistake.
Which is the 13? That's the one, man. You gotta go. 13. Sandwich? It's called Jeff's Katana. Oh, no. Yes, man. If you finish, you get a free one.
You gotta get all that meat in there, too. This is lovely for vegetarians. I don't know. The fun ones.
Raise a toast to his bride and pours it on toss suicide. You receive if it was you. But everything is turning out, and everything is coming round, coming round.
Want to hop in the front?
What's up?
72nd in the park.
So there's that box over there, like a gold box. That's where the security guard was. Yeah. What happened? Like, if there's a security guard there, some dude just ran out and boom. I see footage of it. Because he had gotten autographed earlier during the day. Because there were always fans hanging out outside of there. And then he came back later that night, and they were walking back after recording. And then he just said, "Hey, John."
The crowd stood just a few feet from the archway near where Lennon was shot. Witnesses said a gunman followed the Lennons as they got out of a limousine and walked past the Dakota's huge iron gate.
Strawberry peanuts for Amber. I don't know, it sounds sort of morbid, like we wanted to see the place where he died, but really, to me, more important was he did the coolest thing that I think a musician has done in a long time. And just kind of went, well, I had a kid, he had Sean Lennon, and I'm going to raise him. I'm going to drop the music business for like 5 years. And he just stayed up in the Dakota on the 7th floor and raised his son and baked all his food and looked after him all the time and completely disappeared from public life to make sure that his kid was raised right. More important than him being shot there, I think that told you more about the kind of guy he was.
You are located at Wetlands, 161 Hudson Street, right here in Manhattan, New York, U.S. of A. That's the 45.
Excuse me while I do my pants on. We are writing our set list.
Which one is the next video?
Oh, this one.
No, not yet.
Playback!
Especially when we were starting. I mean, it's way more fun to just be thinking about music all the time. To just go, well, I'm an artiste. I'm going to just only concentrate on the metaphysical side of things. But I think we like to have everything explained to us and understand pretty much everything that's going on. Because if you don't do that, then you don't really have anyone to blame except yourself when something happens without you knowing. And if something happens where just because we didn't take the time to understand something, we're put in a position where we can't do music anymore, I'd feel pretty ripped off and be kicking myself. I don't think we really have time ever to sit down and reflect and go, what are 3 people from Saskatchewan doing in this place? You know, it all just turns out to be gigs, just playing.
Oh, woman, it feels like you. Yes, it feels like you. Oh, woman, it feels like you. And everything else is crazy. But I'm up in the kitchen, sitting up so loud in the backyard. That is sound sexy in the bed.
I think we approach every gig, or at least personally, I can only speak for me. I approach a gig as a gig. It's time to play, and hopefully it'll be a good night for playing. Hopefully we'll all make a nice connection on stage, and hopefully other people will as well if there's anyone that happens to be there.
We played in, I think, pretty much the worst places, at least in Canada or Western Canada. So any show we do now is just a bonus.
This is what I do for fun. You know, when we get home, if something happens or I see something or I get a song in my head or we're playing together, we'll start writing about it because that's what we do for fun. You know, it's not like it's a job and you feel like you have to make the next album by this deadline. That's the fun part. When we go home, if something happens, a song will come out of it.
Good night, man. It was a good night.
So the rest of your night shaking hands and hanging out?
Yeah, now it's going to be talking to all the people and saying, hey, nice to meet you. Hey, I'm trying to remember all their names, and don't tell them, but I ain't going to remember anyone's name.
Hello, come and introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Tess with Warner Music International. How are you? Nice to meet you, too.
It was a lot of fun playing. You could tell it was our first time here, and people are kind of going, I don't get it. But yeah, it'll be nice to come back.
Yes, very good, guys. Wide Mouth Mason right there. Thanks for coming in, guys. That was Tom Robinson. More with the guys after the break. Come back and join us. Wide Mouth Mason. I'm Rick, by the way. Good meeting you guys. Good meeting you guys. Sean,
finally meet you.
Right? And Safwan over there, and Earl right here. Welcome, guys. I have to congratulate you, first of all, on a good sounding set there. The tune, and on the Saskatchewan Roughriders. We're getting to the Grey Cup.
Hey, man, if it was in Toronto, we would have had a chance. I was hoping that you guys wouldn't be there. But
maybe if it was Ottawa Roughriders.
That's Saf's team, actually. The Argos, man.
Argos is your team?
Yeah. The Benedict
but you're from Saskatchewan. You've been
but when I first started watching, it was the days of Conrad Holloway and Terry Greer. Best tandem ever in the CFL.
You got it. You got it. So you're big CFL fans?
Not really.
Not really?
We just like to see it stay alive, that's all.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. They almost did it, actually. They almost did it. They almost did it. This is your debut, or major debut release.
Yes.
Before this, you had something else, right? An indie release?
An indie release.
Yeah.
Most of the same songs, but at the time were just written, and now that album's after playing them like for about a year, because usually songs have to grow up live first before you want to record them again. And it was a good chance to kind of play them the way we want them. We do them now, actually.
And you did this in Saskatchewan?
No, it was in Vancouver.
In Vancouver?
Yeah, in Burnaby, BC.
Burnaby.
Yeah.
My cousin was from Burnaby.
Really?
They've moved though. Where are they now? They're from. Where's Greg Moore from again? Greg Moore? Yeah, Greg Moore, the race car driver.
From Ontario.
Maple Ridge. Maple Ridge, yeah, Maple Ridge. That's where they're from now, BC. Anyway, enough about that. More on to you guys. The one song, My Old Self. We've been playing the video a lot. There's a line in there. There's a part in there where I'd mistaken the words. I'm just gonna read the way
it was.
I'm gonna tell you.
All right.
Where is it here?
I think I know what it is.
I'm up in the kitchen singing.
Yeah.
Right. Mama's out in the backyard. Yeah. Right. And Daddy's downstairs digging a grave.
Yeah.
Now, you know what I thought it was? I thought it was I'm up in the kitchen singing. Mama's out in the backyard. Daddy's downstairs taking a pee.
You know, I've heard that before.
It sounds like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, we got some people emailed us. A couple of younger girls thought that's what it was.
I thought it was too.
And then they said, well, then we read it and it said digging a grave, and we were like, whatever. But we still like it.
I guess it could be. Yeah, Daddy's downstairs taking.
Well, sometimes I don't. That's kind of why it's fun not to always print the lyrics on the album, just to see what people come up with. But we did, so. I don't know. See what they come up with.
It's some of the songs some of the times you were singing, it sounded like that, and some other times it sounded like the line "Daddy's downstairs."
I seem to do that a lot.
Yeah.
I think I don't open my mouth enough.
When no, you open your mouth.
Can't tell what I'm saying.
No, it's. You know what else? I can't believe when you were in here. You've been in here before, April, right? And Bill was talking to you. Bill didn't really know what a wide mouth mason jar was. They're all over the place, aren't they?
They are. Yeah.
As you were saying. And Bill actually, we'll bring Bill into this again. We'll tie him in. He was at the first show you guys were signed at.
Yes,
with Warner. So would you consider him like your good luck charm?
Well, he considers.
That's what we're gonna do? You know, there's a new idea. There's a new idea going on right now. I think they're gonna market or even sell like little Billy Wilichka charms.
Good luck Bill.
You can stick him in a little jar.
Stick him in a jar.
Close it up,
float around. Oh, I can't do that.
Share the Wilichka.
You guys played with Great Big Sea last night at the Warehouse. You're playing again with Great Big Sea. How was that? Did you have a good time?
They're really great to play with. We did the Great Big Picnics with them out in the Maritimes and a show in Ottawa once as well. So they're a lot of fun to play for. Their crowds are really excitable. They're there to sort of jump up and down. And they played for a lot of different crowds this last year. You know, everything from at the Montreux Jazz Festival, sort of a sit-down, not very English-speaking audience to playing with them and playing with a lot of the other Canadian bands we played with, where there's lots of young kids there who are just into having a good time, and then touring with people like Kenny Wayne Shepherd and George Thorogood, where it's like a bar audience kind of thing. So it's been fun for us to mix it up and get in front of all these different kinds of crowds.
Not only that, we've met a lot of some of our favorite Canadian bands, or if they weren't before, they are now, just because from meeting them.
What are some?
On the road.
Big Sugar?
Friends from Big Sugar, and the Odds are good to us. I can name everybody.
You guys played with ZZ Top as well, right? From Texas, how are they?
They were. We didn't see them a lot. I think after 27 years, they enjoy their buses more than they enjoy their backstages. But it was really cool for us as a trio to see another trio on a stage that big and see sort of what they did with it. And I think we played in front of more people in GM Place than we had our preceding Canadian tour.
Is that right?
Completely. So it was really good.
Will you ever like grow those long big beards, you think?
I don't know. I don't think
Earl, no. We'll leave it to our crew member.
Yeah.
These people can think he's a ZZ Top son or something.
Did you guys bring anything back? Did you learn anything from these countries that you went to? Like for example, Switzerland. You've been to the States a number of times.
Switzerland especially, just because we saw a lot of performers who weren't necessarily from there, they were from all over the world.
Right.
And we got a chance to play with people from Africa and Europe and the US and Canada all when we would go jam and stuff. So just the whole experience, I'm not sure if it was partly Switzerland, but partly just all the people who were there. And anytime you go on the road for any amount of time, you sort of bring back some memories, and and just by playing every night you get tighter and you try new things and try and keep it creative so it doesn't get boring.
Exactly. You do a lot of improvising, I hear.
Quite a bit.
Stage. Good.
Yeah.
So if people yell out, you know, can you do this song or that song, you'll oblige?
That as well as just sort of watching how people move, and if they're into it, that can make you play completely differently.
Yeah, for sure.
So I mean, sometimes if someone yells out something, we'll play it, but even more than that, just by the feel of the room and the crowd, we might end up playing completely different.
Yeah, cool, very cool. Well, the people that are going to be going to the warehouse tonight, they're in for a special treat. I believe it's sold out.
I think so.
And if you have tickets, you're the fortunate ones. It's, again, Wide Mouth Mason, Great Big Sea at the warehouse tonight. Thanks for coming, guys.
Thanks for
really nice. It sounded really great.
Good to finally meet you, man.
And yeah, good to finally meet you guys as well. This is This Morning, Wide Mouth Mason on Much Music. Thanks, guys. Thanks. That's right.
Now the clouds are moved inside, but it's alright. Well, I'm not superstitious, so I grab an umbrella, yes. I sit on down and get washed away, and all the while I'm singing, na 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 na.